So where are we going? What's the vision of this? What does the field have to offer? Um, and how can our program help you meet that mission and reach your goals in the field? Well, I think one of the things that this program has to offer in particular is that there's an increased need as more and more clinical trials, companies, and investment in this field increases. There's something like 250 clinical trials with psilocybin registered on clinicaltrials.gov. There on the top, you can see this sort of psychedelic drug development bullseye where it's too small to read, each of those entries, but each of those little spots is a product that a company is advancing toward clinical applications, where you go from the outside, from the least developed to the inside to the most developed. Just today, there was real evidence, direct evidence of the impact that this work is having in this space. Gilgamesh is a company that was just optioned by AbbVie for $1.2 billion for one of their tryptamine compounds that they've been developing. So to see big pharma jumping back into this space is very exciting. And frankly, to me, points out the need for people who really are interested in knowing the ins and outs of drug development to help advance this space. The other thing we're interested in helping people do is understand state to state and federal regulations. There's drastic changes in the regulations around how these compounds are used, as exemplified by changes in Oregon, Colorado, recently New Mexico, and then active medical research programs sponsored by states like the Ibogaine Research Program in Texas. All of these programs need people who understand the unique features of psychoactive substances, how to use them safely and effectively, the context in which the development work is happening, and the ways in which it's derived from long histories of indigenous and ancestral use, and how those types of access pathways continue to be mainstream access pathways for many folks, and understanding how the regulatory differences in those pathways influence different pathways of access. And then we need folks who can overcome the challenges in CNS drug development. Getting drugs into the brain is trickier than you might think. And a lot of these natural products and psychedelics, they have an advantage right away because we know that they work, right? It's not a subtle effect. The question is how, when, where do we use them and apply them safely? And how can we do things like look at receptor occupancy to predict both on-target efficacy, but also off-target effects, and predict dosing ranges that are going to be useful for people. And ultimately, I think folks who bring clinical perspectives also are a critical component of this program, because ultimately, lots of the reasons that people are excited about these compounds are that they are providing promise for mental health concerns. And so providing clinical perspectives and applications of compounds like ketamine that are already available, and understanding how, when, and where to safely use those, and what lessons they can provide to us moving forward to the future, and also how they can be used to impact people today is critical.